I've already primed my skin with my Smashbox priming water. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Cover FX Custom Blot drops, and I am going to literally just take a tiny little amount and then press that where I tend to get shiny or oily. Mix my Cover FX Natural Finish Oil Foundation, oil-free foundation in N50 with the Cover FX Clear Cover Invisible Sunscreen. I know I'm using a lot of Cover FX in this video, but it is so good. So I'm just taking a small amount of foundation and I'm going to mix it with a few drops, well, just one pump really, of this oil-free. So I just mix a pump of the sunscreen onto my foundation, and that's what it looks like. The reason why I did it this way is because the sunscreen is watery. So before I thought I could just apply it directly into my skin, but it got a little messy. I almost feel like the sunscreen has to be worn on its own because it really shears. Because it really shears products out. I'm gonna take my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is the anti-aging one, and you guys know what I'm gonna do. I am going to put this all over my lid, and then I like to also take it onto my eyebrow just to really make sure that those bad boys stay on. I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs Peach Corrector, and with my finger I'm going to place that under my eyelids, on my lower, under my eye, whatever, on my dark circles. I'm correcting. And I'm going in with my Smashbox Awesome Concealer. This is legit my favorite concealer right now. I'm going to go ahead and apply my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my Rust Stack palette. It's a stack. And I'm taking Antique and I'm going to dust that all over my lid. This is just going to set my primer. I've also already done my setting for the day. I use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, of course. And I also use that on my lids, but now I'm just going to take Antique and just kind of even out the skin tone, make sure that everything is smooth. And I'm going to just go in with Rust.
A MAC 224, and I'm just going to lightly place that into my crease before we apply our magical lid color.
To really blend this out, I'm going to go in with, what is this one? Oh crap, this is Antique. The first color I took was Classic. So I'm taking Antique and I'm just going to buff that over the Rust color to really make sure that everything is blended and soft and pretty. And already the difference. This already looks so put together, and this looks like womp womp. I'm going to take Classic with the same 224 brush, and I'm just going to lightly run that right under the brow. And it's okay if it helps blend the rest of your crease color out. It's cool, don't worry. It's just going to help really buff that shade without taking away the color. All right, so now I'm going to take my Anastasia Sun Dipped palette, and I'm going to take the shade Bronze, which is this color here, with a MAC 239, and I'm going to use that color on my lid. So I'm going to press the color onto the lid so that it's applied evenly, and then we'll lightly blend it out with the same brush. With the 224, I'm just going to lightly buff the crease so that the copper shade blends lightly in with our transition shade. So you don't want it to look like crease color, lid color. You want it to just kind of flow into each other. So you want this to lightly just blend into that crease color, so it looks really smooth and seamless and not just harsh and like very separated. And I'll let you guys take a look and see what I'm talking about. I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs eyeliner in Sunset. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just going to place this into the waterline. I'm going to take Costa Riche, which is one of my favorite MAC eye kohls, and I'm just going to lightly line the lower lash line with it, and then we're going to buff it out with Antique. I said we were gonna buff it out with Antique and I meant with Rust. Jeez. My mind is definitely not here today, so I apologize. For mascara, I'm going to be using the YSL Vinyl Couture mascara, and it's just a brown shade. You want to keep everything really soft so that it looks very like bronzy and summery, and you don't want anything that's too intense to compete with the eye look. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and we'll finish the rest of this look. I'm going to be using my dark chocolate bronzer by Too Faced, and I'm using my Sephora bronzing brush. And as you guys can see, I picked up some of the product. We're gonna dust it into the mirror and then just go ahead and apply it. And I didn't mean dust it into the mirror, I meant blend it into the mirror. I'm actually not feeling well, guys. I'm getting ready to go to the doctor, which is why I think I'm so distracted, because there's other things going on. I'm fine. But I am a little distracted, and it's just, I'm not feeling well. So we're gonna take a little bit more of that. We're gonna do the other side. I think I overdid it a little bit, so I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to buff around the edges, which you guys know I do anyway with whatever I apply onto my face. And of course, we are going to hit our jaw and then bring it down into your neck. I don't know if I've ever told you guys how much I love this brush, but I do love this brush just for like an easy, quick bronze finish. Unless you're really wanting to be precise to contour and stuff, but that brush is amazing. So it's by Sephora, and it's just their bronzing brush. To highlight, I'm going to go in with Moonstone, which is that shade there, and I'm going to be using a Morphe M510. All I'm doing is I'm just with the brush buffing the edges of it so it doesn't look so harsh or concentrated where I place it. I just really want it to fan out and then hit my entire face. Cupid's bow. For my blush, I'm going to be using Stellar by Tarte and this Morphe brush, blush brush. Stellar reminds me of Exposed. Not sure if this shade is a permanent color, but if it's not, they just came out with a whole bunch of blushes that kind of derived from Exposed. So Exposed, I feel like, looks like this, and then if you're wanting something a little bit deeper or with a little bit more rose, you definitely have some options. And I can't take myself serious with this lip right now, guys. I have to put my lipstick on. So let's hurry up and get this blush on, girl. For my lip, I'm going to be using Anastasia's Candy Coral, and I'm going to use a liner. I'm going to use Spice just to kind of tone it down a little bit. This is a little bright, and by using something neutral and peachy like Spice, and this is really going to just kind of tone it down a little. The other thing I've noticed is that this color does not apply smoothly. Like, it's really patchy, and I feel like applying a liner helps prevent from having to go in layering it, and just, it's a mess. So I don't know if it's a color. I haven't used Vintage yet because I'm really into like these really corally colors or dark colors, but I do feel like this is not smooth at all. So as of right now, I'm not a huge fan of these glosses. They do feel nice. They are very pigmented, but this one just does not apply smooth. So let's hope Vintage is different. Alright guys, this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this really quick and easy tutorial, and I have to finish getting ready because I have my appointment. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.